Crown Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum.
The Dubai Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed is currently on a 2-day visit to India.
Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum is known worldwide as the adventurous Crown Prince of Dubai, a poet, a leader, and a modern royal. But beyond his public image lies an intensely private life. He married Sheikha Shaikha bint Saeed during a triple royal wedding, and soon enough, he became a father to twins. Yet over the years, one question has lingered. Who is the young girl often seen by his side? This is a rare glimpse into Sheikh Hamdan's personal life, his marriage and his expanding family. Sheikh Hamdan's private life. When you look at Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, you see a leader. But behind the titles, ceremonies, and royal clothes, he lives a life that is quite private. Even though he has more than 17 million followers on Instagram as of this month, he doesn't just post about events or political visits. He shares moments that include pictures of animals, nature, sports, and his everyday adventures. In these posts, we see someone who loves the simple parts of life. Sheikh loves horses, skydiving, and scuba diving. He often dives in Fujairah, but he also writes poems. These poems are not published under his real name, but rather under the pseudonym Fazza. Fazza is a poet who shares his emotions and a different part of himself through words. But what are his poems about? And what do they tell us about the man behind the crown? In one of his poems, he begins softly, as if talking to someone special. Accept the love's feeling from the one who is passionate about you, you gentle person with soft skin. These words don't sound like they came from a ruler, but from someone who misses a person deeply. And then his words grow stronger, full of feeling. Thank you for the smile that you gave me, that burns in the deep hollow of my body. As for abandonment and rejection, I am not thankful to you for that. At that moment, we didn't see a leader. We see a man, one who knows love, loss, and longing. He writes that longing in Dubai is just like longing in London, showing that no matter where you are, some feelings are the same. That's what makes his poems feel so personal, because just about anyone can relate. And if you think it's only about love, his poems show something more. Thoughts about life, choices, and even faith. He writes, "You bring me an expression that calls for good, and give me an eye that forbids me from evil." These words sound like advice, like something from the heart of someone who has learned from experience. And then comes a powerful line. Hit and run is not familiar for a sheikhie. He means that real love doesn't run away because real love doesn't play games. This is why so many people follow him, not just because he's a prince, but because he is honest and unafraid to share his feelings. In every poem, he lets the world see his heart, even though he carries heavy responsibilities as Crown Prince of Dubai, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Defense. He never forgets how to be human. Through his poems, his love for animals, and the pictures he shares online, Sheikh Hamdan reveals his true self. He's a leader, yes, but also a son, a father, a dreamer, and someone who still believes in the power of love and words. But for someone who shares so much of his life, there's one thing he's always kept hidden, and that's where the mystery begins. His wives, what we know, and what's still hidden. Sheikh Hamdan, the Crown Prince of Dubai, just became a father to twins, a boy named Rashid and a girl named Sheikha. Soon after, the world got a glimpse of their very first photo, a moment that felt like a royal dream unfolding in real life. But behind that image, behind the celebration, there is something that still remains unclear. Who exactly is Sheikh Hamdan's wife? And could there be more than one? Let's go back to where it all began. In May 2019, the Crown Prince got married in a private religious ceremony. However, it wasn't just him, but his two brothers. The Dubai Media Office confirmed that the three sons of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum were married on the same night in Dubai, each to a woman from within the royal family. Sheikh Hamdan married his cousin, Sheikha Shaikha, bint Saeed bin Thani Al Maktoum. Sheikh Maktoum married Sheikha Maryam bint Buti, and Sheikh Ahmed married Sheikha Midya bint Dalmuj. The religious ceremony followed tradition, with the official signing of the marriage contract. It was simple, quiet, and kept away from the public eye. There were no camera crews or global coverage, and even Sheikh Hamdan, who usually shares parts of his life on Instagram under the name Faza, didn't post anything about it. Still, congratulations poured in from all over the Arab world. Sheikha Latifa bint Mohammed shared a heartfelt message online, saying the nation rejoiced. Emirati singers like Ahlam and Balkis also tweeted their blessings, and soon photos began to surface, showing a young Sheikh Hamdan with his new bride. But as the celebrations unfolded, the mystery only grew deeper. While the marriage was confirmed, there was no mention of any plans for a larger public ceremony. Then came the two receptions, one for men and one for women. The men's celebration was held at the Dubai World Trade Center, attended by leaders from all 7 emirates, ministers, tribal chiefs, and business people from across the region. It was a powerful display of unity and tradition that marked a royal milestone in Dubai's history. The women's reception was held 1 week later in South Dubai, and though it was a more private event, it was just as grand. Saudi TV host Jane Omran acted as the master of ceremonies, wearing custom designs by Lebanese designer Charbel Karam. Ahlam performed her biggest hits in a beautiful Zuhair Murad gown, posting pictures afterward and calling it a badge of honor to perform for the family. Iraqi superstar Majid al-Muhandis even wrote and released a brand new song for the occasion, titled Ahla al-Bashayer, with lyrics celebrating the joy of the homeland and the pride of the nation. But through it all, one person stayed entirely out of the spotlight, Sheikha Shaikha herself. Unlike other royal brides who step forward publicly during official occasions, her face was never shown, her voice never heard, and her presence remained quietly tucked away from public life. And this is where the questions begin. Some say it's a matter of privacy, that Sheikha has chosen to stay away from the spotlight and live a life of tradition and dignity. Others believe there's more going on behind the scenes. According to some reports, Sheikh Hamdan may have as many as 6 wives. Other sources claim he has only one, Sheikha Shaikha, who is the mother of his twins. Still, some rumors suggest there may have been divorces or other marriages that never made it into the public record. So, who is telling the truth? Although Sheikh Hamdan is one of the most followed royals on social media, with millions of fans watching his every move, he has never publicly shared details about his marriage. There was not a single photo with his wife, not a single image of their wedding day, and not even a mention of their anniversary. And while it may seem unusual, in Dubai's royal family, privacy is power. The silence may not mean something is wrong. It could mean that the mystery itself is by design. This silence, this gap between what we see and what we know, only adds to the fascination. In a world where everything is shared, the Crown Prince of Dubai has kept his love story entirely his own. And now, with 2 children and a growing family, one can't help but wonder, will the truth ever fully come out? Or will the life of Sheikha Shaikha, and possibly others, remain one of Dubai's most carefully guarded royal secrets? Sheikh's adopted daughter. 2 years after Dubai's Crown Prince's wedding, he welcomed another child into his family, this time a baby girl. And just as before, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum shared special moments with the world in a truly personal way. He posted a prayer on Instagram, writing, "O Allah, grant her a heart filled with your love. Make her a source of light and guidance, and clothe her in the garments of health and well-being." With this message, the world was introduced to Sheikha Hind bint Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum. But who is this little girl? And could there be more to the story? Shortly after the announcement, heartwarming photos began to spread online, including images of Sheikh Hamdan dressed in blue hospital scrubs and standing proudly beside the medical team who helped deliver baby Hind. There were celebrations across Dubai and beyond. Government officials and close friends sent their wishes. Dr. Khaled Atawi wrote, "We extend our sincerest congratulations and blessings to Sheikh Hamdan. We pray to Allah to protect her, bless her, and grant His Highness and the entire noble family more goodness, happiness, health, well-being, and success." But before Hind, he welcomed his 3rd child, a son named Mohammed, on February 2023, 2 years after the birth of his twins, Sheikha and Rashid. When Mohammed was born, Sheikh Hamdan shared a simple image and a prayer, introducing his newborn son to the world. Later, he posted a photo of his father, Sheikh Mohammed, holding little Mohammed. In another shot, the crown prince was seen cradling his son in his arms from behind. However, as the family continued to grow, another question lingered in the background. Could there be another daughter we haven't seen? This is where speculation begins to blend with tradition and privacy. As of now, Sheikh Hamdan has not publicly announced any adopted children. Nothing official has ever been said, and no additional names have been made public. However, it's not unusual in royal circles for particular family matters to be kept private, especially when it comes to the lives of young children. However, there's an interesting example right within his own family. The President of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who is also Sheikh Hamdan's uncle by marriage, has 2 adopted daughters, Sheikha Amina and Sheikha Salha, with his wife Salama bint Hamdan Al Nahyan. These adoptions were not made public right away. They were quietly embraced within the family before the public ever heard their names. No grand announcements, no photo shoots, just love, protection, and privacy. So, could Sheikh Hamdan follow that same path? He might already have. His Instagram is full of his life and emotions, but it's also carefully curated. As we mentioned earlier, the Crown Prince has nearly 17 million followers. Yet, he only shares glimpses of his kids sometimes, his life at work, and random photos of animals and nature. He lets the world into his life just enough to feel close, while still protecting what matters most. And it's that protection, that deep love and care for his children, that leaves people wondering, if he had adopted a daughter, would he have announced it to the world? Or would he have kept her safe, loved, and tucked away from the spotlight? No one knows for sure. What we do know is that Sheikh Hamdan is a devoted father. He was first blessed with twins in May 2021, a boy and a girl, Rashid and Sheikha. 2 years later came Mohammed, and now, in 2025, he has welcomed little Hind, whose name carries centuries of Arab strength and pride. In ancient times, Hind referred to 100 camels, a symbol of immense wealth. Today, the name still holds deep cultural significance, often associated with nobility, power, and elegance. But that's not all. One of the most iconic women to bear this name was Hind bint Utbah, an influential figure in early Islamic history. Beyond Sheikh Hamdan's life, but beyond his married life, there's a lot more to know about Crown Prince Hamdan bin Mohammed. He's the son of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, and Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum bin Juma Al Maktoum, his father's senior wife. Out of their 12 children, Hamdan is the second son born to Sheikha Hind and the third son in the family. His older brother, Sheikh Rashid bin Mohammed, sadly passed away in 2015. But how did he rise to power so quickly? Growing up, Hamdan was educated in Dubai at the Rashid School for Boys, and later studied at the Dubai School of Government. After that, he moved to the United Kingdom to further his studies. He graduated from the prestigious Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in 2001. He went on to attend the London School of Economics, where he gained a deeper understanding of politics and economics from a global perspective. In a short time, leadership roles followed. In September 2006, he was appointed chairman of the Dubai Executive Council, a key position that gave him hands-on experience in shaping the city's policies. Then, on February 1, 2008, he was named Crown Prince of Dubai. At the same time, his brother, Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed, was appointed deputy ruler. As Crown Prince, Hamdan brought in new advisors and assumed responsibility for key initiatives. He also became head of HN Capital LPP, showing his growing interest in finance and investment. But his influence stretches far beyond politics. He is also deeply involved in youth development and community causes. He leads the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid establishment for young entrepreneurs and plays a role in both the Dubai Sports Council and the Dubai Autism Center. And when it came to global moments, he made a significant impact. When Dubai was bidding to host the World Expo 2020, Sheikh Hamdan was part of the official delegation. After the successful bid, he then climbed to the top of the Burj Khalifa to raise the UAE flag. He also launched the Hamdan International Photography Award in 2011, which today has grown into a major global photography competition. However, he did not stop there. He continued to push Dubai further onto the world stage. In June 2022, he introduced a major initiative called Dubai Global, which aimed to open 50 international offices on 5 continents. The idea was to help Dubai-based companies expand and strengthen the city's position as a global business hub. Then on July 14, 2024, Hamdan took on 2 primary national roles. He was appointed Deputy Prime Minister of the UAE and Minister of Defense. These appointments marked a major shift in leadership as he stepped into roles his father had held since the founding of the country in 1971. But there's a side of him that's far more personal. Outside of government, Sheikh Hamdan has a deep love for horses and riding. He races under Godolphin stables and has appeared at prestigious events like the Royal Ascot in the UK. Over the years, he has also won several medals in international competitions, including a gold medal at the 2014 All-Tech FEI World Equestrian Games in France. He also earned Team Gold in 2012 and a bronze in 2010. In 2016, he led a team of 5 UAE riders at the Endurance Championships in Slovakia. However, not everything has been smooth. In 2009, he was handed a 10-month ban from competition after one of his horses tested positive for a banned substance. Then in 2013, a report from the Daily Telegraph alleged that Sheikh Hamdan competed under a false name during the 2012 World Championships in Euston Park. However, Sheikh Hamdan is not just the Crown Prince of Dubai. He is deeply involved in shaping the UAE's future. In addition to being Crown Prince, he serves as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense. But more than the titles, it's his vision, energy, and sense of purpose that stand out. When you hear him speak about Dubai's rise as a leader in technology and innovation, he always points the credit back to one person, his father, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. For Hamdan, it's not just admiration. He sees his father as the one who laid the foundation for everything Dubai is becoming. A place where big dreams, bold technology, and new ideas are not only encouraged but celebrated. That spirit was on full display at the Museum of the Future, where Sheikh Hamdan spoke at the closing ceremony of the Create Apps Championship. At the event, over 4,700 creative minds entered the competition, and just 12 finalists made it to the big stage. But this wasn't just about building apps, it was about building the future. Launched in 2023, the Create Apps in Dubai movement is all about giving people the tools and encouragement to turn their tech ideas into real things that can change lives. And you could see the pride in Sheikh Hamdan's face. You could tell it's more than a project to him. It's part of a bigger dream for his city. But his focus isn't just at home. During a recent trip to India, Sheikh Hamdan took time to meet with the UAE's diplomats working there. He thanked them for the job they have been doing, keeping relationships strong, protecting Emiratis living far from home, and carrying the UAE's values wherever they go. He also praised the work of Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for fostering friendships that transcend politics. Then came a moment that touched hearts. While in India, Sheikh Hamdan also met with a group of Emirati students studying at universities in the country. And this wasn't some quick handshake and photo shoot. He sat with them, listened to their stories, and asked about their lives, not just their studies, but how they were doing. He told them how proud the UAE is of them. Calling them ambassadors of their country, he reminded them that their complex work matters, not just for their future, but also for the future of their country. You could tell this wasn't just a royal duty for him. It came from a genuine place of care, because he wanted them to know they were seen, supported, and not alone. But hold on, that's not all there is to the Crown Prince of Dubai. Recently, he and the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates concluded their first official visit to India. So, what did his visit mean for the UAE and India? He talked about the strong, long-lasting relationship between the two countries, which has been built on trust and respect. Over time, these ties have only grown stronger, with both countries working together to achieve their common goals, such as developing sustainable projects and new technologies. How have these two countries maintained such a strong bond for all these years? One of the key moments of the visit was when Sheikh Hamdan met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During their meeting, Sheikh Hamdan passed on greetings from the UAE leadership. They discussed India's rich culture and large population, as well as the historical trade connections between their countries. Today, both countries are focused on collaborating even more in areas such as technology and innovation. Could this mean exciting changes for the future? Sheikh Hamdan was also present when 8 new agreements were signed to enhance cooperation in key areas, including healthcare, education, and infrastructure. These agreements build on deals made between the UAE and India in 2022. Because of this, trade between the two countries increased by 20% in 2024, reaching 240 billion Emirati dirhams. However, beyond all these achievements, his private life remains a mystery. Who are his other 6 wives, and what is the real story behind his adopted family? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Before you go, explore the other videos on your screen.